Hello and welcome to News Now. I'm your host, Taylor Inman. We're going over this week's biggest headlines and what's coming up for the Flathead Valley. The Flathead Youth Home provides a safe space for kids and teens who are facing abuse, neglect, emotional trauma, or substance abuse problems. Development Coordinator Hannah Plumb talks about their mission and how the community can help give back to the kids they serve this holiday season. But first, here are some headlines. Visitors to Glacier National Park hoping to secure permits for wilderness camping next season can enter early access lotteries in the spring of 2024. Park officials said in a release on Monday that 2 early access lotteries will be available on recreation.gov, one lottery for standard groups of 1 to 8 people and a second for large groups of 9 to 12 people. The new standard group size of 1 to 8 campers will be an increase from what was allowed in 2023. The lotteries will be based on a, quote, fair and randomized process to provide equal opportunity for each applicant, according to park officials. Participants will be limited to a single reservation during the early access period, but may create additional reservations during the general sale period beginning May 1st or by walk-in. Lottery applications for large groups between 9 and 12 campers will be accepted on March 1st from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on recreation.gov. Park officials said a total of 5 large group advanced reservations will be selected from all submissions. On March 15th from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, standard groups of 1 to 8 campers can submit an application for an advanced reservation. A total of 3,000 standard group advanced applications will be selected from among the submissions. There is a $10 non-refundable fee to enter each lottery regardless of success. Successful applications will not have to pay an additional permit fee to book their reservations. Visitors will be unable to apply for early access lotteries via walk-in at the Wilderness Camping Office. After the lotteries, visitors can use the general on-sale system to book advanced reservation campsites not reserved during the early access lotteries. The general on-sale system will be the same system used in 2023 and will be available for the remainder of the booking window from May 1st to September 30th, according to the release. Country music star Miranda Lambert, bluegrass musician Billy Strings, and Americana roots act Turnpike Troubadours will headline the Under the Big Sky Festival next summer near Whitefish. The 3-day event, set for July 12th through the 14th, 2024, is expected to once again showcase a powerful and diverse roster of star-studded performances across Americana, outlaw country, rock, indie folk, and bluegrass music, according to a release from the festival organizers. Tickets go on sale at noon today, December 8th, Mountain Standard Time. Other noteworthy talent scheduled to perform at the festival includes 2023 Country Music Hall of Fame inductee Tanya Tucker, country music duo Brothers Osborne, spellbinding singer-songwriter Sierra Farrell, the larger-than-life baritone Paul Cawthon, and the ruggedly raw American country folk musician Charles Wesley Godwin. Rounding out the lineup is tender-hearted Canadian singer-songwriter City and Color, and the American 5-piece indie rock band Mount Joy, among many others. Flathead-based acts like Archertown, Badger Hound, Tamara, Miller Campbell, Denim Gold, along with Bozeman-based artists like Abby Webster and Madeline Hawthorne, and Missoula's favorite sweethearts, the Little Smokies, will also take the stage at the festival. This is the 5th year of the festival, which is hosted by Outriders Present Productions, held at Big Mountain Ranch in Whitefish. For tickets and further information, visit underthebigskyfest.com. A man accused of leading authorities on a chase through downtown Kalispell in February received a trio of suspended sentences in Flathead District Court in late November. Judge Heidi Ulbricht handed down a suspended 5-year sentence to 40-year-old Brian Patrick Doyle of Kalispell for felony criminal endangerment on November 30th. He also received a suspended 6-month sentence for a misdemeanor assault and a 1-year sentence with all but 7 days suspended for misdemeanor driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, second offense. Ulbricht gave Doyle 7 days credit on the latter sentence and 19 days overall for time served. Doyle initially faced a felony assault on a peace officer count following his February 4th arrest, but prosecutors amended the charges as part of a plea deal struck in October. They also recommended the suspended sentences, which are to run alongside a sentence Doyle is serving out of Missoula County, as per the terms of the agreement. Authorities began pursuing Doyle after an alleged hit-and-run on US 93 in Kalispell. As Doyle evaded Montana Highway Patrol troopers, Kalispell police officers, and Flathead County Sheriff's deputies, he narrowly missed pedestrians and narrowly avoided several head-on collisions, according to court documents. During the end stages of the chase, Doyle allegedly rammed a trooper's cruiser, leaving it with extensive damage. Doyle sped up again after impact, this time striking the driver's side door of the cruiser and injuring the trooper inside, according to court documents. Authorities said they arrested Doyle at gunpoint after he subsequently hopped out of his vehicle and fled on foot. Ulbricht also ordered Doyle to enroll in and complete the state's drunk driving program and pay a $1,000 fine. Read these full stories at dailyinterlake.com. The Flathead Youth Home is an 8-bed group home that is duly licensed to provide short-term crisis intervention and longer-term group care for youths ages 10 to 18. Development Coordinator Hannah Plumb tells me about their gift trees up at both Corwin Motors locations, where community members can buy presents and much-needed items for the kids they serve.
Yeah, this time of year is always so busy, but also full. I always want to focus on the full part because there's so much happening, so much that the community does that reminds us that we just don't do this work alone, and that's such a huge gift to us and reminder. So we do have a lot coming up this Christmas, this holiday. We went out into the up into the North Woods, into the woods, and we cut down 2 trees legally,
With a tag,
and brought them to Corwin Motors, Corwin Auto Group, and we put one of the trees in their Honda dealership and one in their Chevy dealership, and we decorated all day Monday. So these 2 beautiful, beautiful freshly cut trees are there. And what we do and what they host is we put tags on the trees with the names of our kids and wishes that they have for the Christmas season. And then the community comes in and they take a tag and they go out and buy the gift, bring it back to Corwin, and then ultimately they end up at the base of our Christmas tree on Christmas morning. And just a really, really unique and special way to let our kids know that they're not forgotten, that our community cares. It's really amazing to watch them come down. Some of them come downstairs and open the gifts. And
that's so awesome. Okay, well, yeah, I'll ask you a little bit more about that
Sure.
in just a second. But for those who aren't familiar, tell me what the Flathead Youth Home is.
Yeah, so we've been in the community for just over 25 years. And what we do is we become a safe landing place for our kids who their lives have often been turned upside down, either their lives or the lives of their family. Some kind of crisis brings them to us. And so we try to be the safe, the stable, supportive place that they need to start their healing journey. So we can have up to 8 kids at any given time. We're actually just down the street from you, so we're just like a block down. So if you drive on Oregon Street and you see this enormous house, that's us. Our staff just decorated the house last night. We try to make it feel like a home instead of an institution, and and we support them through their struggles and through whatever crisis they're going through. Yeah, it's interesting because when I first started, which 18 years ago, our census was much higher, so we would have maybe anywhere between 100 and 120 kids a year. Wow. But those were short-term kids, so maybe up to 45 days we would have them. But what we found was that some of these kids, 45 days wasn't enough time to find a new placement for them. So we would go to kinship placement. Maybe there's an aunt or an uncle or a grandparent who could take this young person in crisis. But that wasn't always a possibility, or maybe a higher level of care, but sometimes there's not a bed open. So we got a long-term license, and which allows kids to stay for up to a year. Ideally, that's not what we want for kids. We want them to be in a home, in a family. But if that's not a possibility, then we can keep kids for longer. We have a siblings with us right now from the reservation, and they've been with us for probably, I want to say 7 months. But they're actually thriving. They're just neat little folks, and they're doing really well. So, but that also means that our census is going to be a little bit lower. So now our census is probably anywhere from maybe 45 to 60 kids a year, just because kids are staying longer. So to take this sibling group, they came to us, and they were removed from their home, and so they were pretty upset. They were in tears, didn't know, where they were going, what it was going to look like. These 2 kids are thriving. It's been amazing to see them come out of their shells. They wouldn't look at us for the first several days. They just kept their eyes averted, face down. Now we joke with them. It's just been amazing to see. And one of the siblings has some health issues, and I think that had they not come to us, maybe those health issues wouldn't have been addressed. And they're pretty significant health issues. So we've been able to get him to medical services, medication, and just kind of changing his quality of life physically. But even emotionally, I just have seen them kind of grow into themselves. So usually if a youth is placed with us, they have a placing agency or a caseworker. Actually, it's usually the caseworker who makes that final decision, but we can certainly give input and say, maybe we've noticed that the relationship between the youth and a parent doesn't seem at a place where it'd be safe or good to go home. So we can give that input, but ultimately it's the placing worker who makes that decision. And they're constantly looking. I mean, this community could always use really great foster families. So foster families, kinship placements are always great because maybe they can't be with mom and dad, but to be with a grandma or an aunt would still feels like family.
Or tell me a little bit more about the present drive.
Yeah, so Corwin has been doing this for 5 years for us, and it is really amazing. Besides just gifts for our kids, which is a huge thing, and we know that things don't replace people for kids, and what these kids really need is relationship, and that's number one. But I'll tell you, when they get one of the things that they ask for, they light up, and it is a way to show care. But we also have some tags on the trees that are asking for things for our home. And we have up to 8 kids in and out of our house every day. You can imagine the wear and tear, and things break, and so there's some things on there that are actually specifically for our home. But we also have Ortho Rehab is contacted us, and they're doing a really neat thing. They are going to have come sit on Santa's lap for the community. And so if you've got kids, if you're adults and you want to go sit on his lap, sure.
Go for it.
But it's going to be a fundraiser for the Flathead Youth Home also, and that is on December the 9th, I believe it is. It's a Saturday, and I believe it's from 12 to 3. And I know that they have several branches, but it's the one in Kalispell.
Let's see what events are coming up. Remember, you can find art classes, live music, and anything community related by checking out our events page at dailyinterlake.com/events. Andy's Craft House in Big Fork is hosting a hot chocolate bar on December 9th starting at 4 p.m. Build your own hot chocolate and throw in a shot of Whistling Andy's spirits. For more information, go to whistlingandys.com. The Wacholch College Center is pleased to present the Tower of Power Holidays and Hits Tour in the Flathead Valley on December 12th at 7:30 p.m. Tower of Power, known for their iconic horn-led funk and soul sound, is celebrating 55 years of touring. The show features chart-topping hits with a dusting of select holiday classics. Whitefish Theater Company presents A Christmas Carol the Musical at the O'Shaughnessy Cultural Arts Center in Whitefish. A Christmas Carol the Musical is a spectacular adaptation of Charles Dickens' enduring story of hope and redemption. Tickets are $25 for adults, $20 for seniors, and $10 for students. Thanks for joining us. News Now is a podcast from the Daily Interlake. We're proud to be the largest independent newsroom in Montana and the oldest paper in the Valley. Consider becoming a subscriber to support our work. Call Circulation at 406-755-7018 or go to the subscribe tab in the top right corner of our website. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode of the pod. Everybody stay safe and have a great week.